the People's News and Stuff asks, what was your favorite skit with Virgil? I think he's referring to your early $1 Million Man skits. He did quite a few of them.
Oh gosh, trying to think of some of the things we did.
I mean, you guys in the pool was something else.
Yeah, the pool and probably well, definitely the swimming pool. Where Virgil's going out, 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 get out. um, um, I don't think Virgil had any. I don't know. I can't remember. The one of the other skits that we did that I liked was kicking a honeymoon couple out of the honeymoon suite, just because. It's like I went to Virgil and I, we go to the front desk. Virgil, bang, hits the bell. Yes, what can I do for you? So and I said, what is the best room in this hotel? And he goes, well, sir, that would be the honeymoon suite, but it's taken. And I said, it's taken? And I'd go, Virgil. And he'd snap a couple $100 bills. And he says, sir, I'm sorry, it's taken. And I'd snap my fingers again. Finally, on the third snap, he said, okay, I'll be right back. And I would laugh. You see, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man. But Virgil was just always there. He was my muscle. It's like I'd run my mouth, and if anybody kind of ever stood up to me, I would just step back and push Virgil in front of me. And he'd stay there. And he had a great body, man.
Yep.
He'd stay there with them big guns, and just stare him down like, yeah, what are you going to do?
Ted, you recounting that vignette, which is a great one, it makes me wonder, did you ever hear about kind of the origin that Bruce Prichard laid out for the $1 Million Man character, like where it all sort of started?
No.
So it was Vince's idea ultimately, but it was something that I think that Bruce Prichard was really struck by and maybe even brought up to Vince at the time. They were on a plane at one point, and they were in first class, and this was back when you could still smoke cigarettes on planes. So they're in first class, and somebody's smoking in front of Vince, and Vince hates cigarette smoke. So I guess he taps the guy on the shoulder and goes, hey, pal, I'll give you $100. You put out that cigarette. And the guy's like, get out of here. No, I'm not going to do it. And Vince kept raising the price until finally, I think he hit like close to $1,000 or something for the guy to just put out the cigarette. And the guy was like, okay. And Vince peeled off all this money, gave it to him. The guy puts out the cigarette, and that's that. And I think that was when the gears started moving for the $1 Million Man.
Now that you've said it, you brought it back to my memory. Yeah, Bruce told me. Bruce and I were good friends. I mean, Bruce and I were good friends from our time. We met in Houston. He's from Houston, Texas.
Paul Bosch's territory, yeah.
Paul Bosch's territory, and he worked for Paul. And I guess he would put out all the posters and everything. But anyway, when Bill Watts, and Paul they made whatever deal they made, and Houston became part of Mid-South. I would go out on Friday or whatever nights we were there, and we would go out on the town, man, and have a good time. He was a good guy. Good guy.
Bruce, he's got a podcast of his own, and people say like, oh, Bruce is so full of it, and Bruce is this, Bruce is that. But the fact is that Bruce is responsible for a lot of the stuff that we all came to really love as wrestling fans. We were talking about The Undertaker earlier in this. That was Bruce's concept, The Undertaker. He originally wanted to call him Kane the Undertaker, which is what he came out as initially whenever he debuted with you. And then they got rid of the Kane part. He just became the Undertaker. And then later on, Kane was his brother, Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah.
So Bruce Prichard's got his fingerprints on a lot of the stuff that we love in wrestling, including a lot of the stuff that we see today in wrestling. He's still active with WWE. So
yeah, sure is.
Gotta love Bruce Prichard, creative genius.